Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Now I just want to give you guys a disclaimer before I start this video so y'all know what this video is going to be about. I want to start off by saying that this is a strictly opinionated video because I think that there's a lot that I want to talk about when concerning female rap, and I just kind of want to address a few things, but this is strictly my opinion, so I don't want nobody to get their panties in a bunch when I get to telling y'all how I feel about certain things, because it's just specifically my opinion. Other people may not feel the same way. It's just how I feel about this topic of female rap and everything, right? So I've noticed that most recently people have came at Cardi B and said that, hey, she always relies heavily on a package. She's always on a package, meaning when they say that, like, it's always pretty hair, pretty clothes. It's heavy on the influencer, right? And they're saying that, that a lot of people feel as though she's not as strong musically, and that she's just heavy on the influencer, and that she needs to be more heavy on the music side than the influencer side, and that, that let that fall by the wayside, and music, it just needs to be music, that any female artist that's, at the top of their game, it has to be heavy with music, and they kind of, make Cardi feel as though she's less than, because I guess in their opinion, in their eyes, the music is not strong, and then they feel as though, hey, she's heavy with the influencer. And I kind of want to talk about that, right? Because they have amazing like lyricist female rappers, right? Tierra Wax, absolutely amazing. Like the list goes on. There's a bunch of female artists who, like, what I'm saying, keep their clothes on. They're not explicit in no way, shape, or form. They are just talented lyricists. It's just lyrics. However, and there's always been those type of women, even like back in the day, there's always been those type of women who are very conscious type of rappers who talk about, this and that, they move a certain type of way, right? But those women were not getting to the place of, I want to say, they weren't the toppest on, like, just keeping it real. They just was not the toppest of the game, okay? It just was not the case, okay? It was the women that had the influence, okay? The women that were saying that I'm sexy, I can promote. Those are the people that people were paying money to go see, paying money, taking money out their pockets to take care of. One of the things that we loved about Nicki Minaj when she came out was the heavy influence that she had. And we're not going to sit here and act like Nicki Minaj does not have influence. She came out with the bangs. I know when I was in high school, I wanted the bangs. Everybody that I knew wanted the bangs, and I feel as though that is extremely important, because you have to have influencer if you want to be a female. You have to have that influencer tag if you want to be a female rapper. You got to have, like, make the guys want to be with you sexually or any other way, and make the women, want to be you. Point blank, period. People have to envy. They have to be like, oh, I want to see what she's wearing. I want to see what she's saying. I want to get her mannerisms. You have to have that certain thing about you that makes people want to emulate, makes people want to copy, makes people want to, just keep quoting. So I think that the influencer piece is huge. And the reason why I say this, right? Have you, and I'm just being real, you've seen a lot of female artists come in the game, right? That were absolutely gorgeous, beautiful women, right? However, they were not lyrics, like they didn't have lyrics. They just weren't talented at all, but they've made it, right? Some people have been able to rely solely on privilege. In my opinion, now I'm going to say this name, right? Y'all, please don't attack me for saying it, but if we just keeping it a buck, Saweetie is an example of that, okay? Pretty privilege, sincerely. It's a beautiful package, but she was able to get a lot of, endorsements. She was able to, be on the charts. She was able to receive a lot of things musically because she has that heavy influencer vibe behind the rap, okay? But I haven't seen it the other way, where a girl, because the girls who are lyricists and they're called rappers or whatever, and they don't have that influencer package with them, they're not being taken seriously, or they have to go to some boot camp or whatever to learn how to be influencers, or learn how to have that certain thing about you that make people want to be you and make men attracted to you. And that's just being real. The influencer thing is a huge deal, okay? It's a huge deal because that's where the bucks come in, you know? That people got to see your face and want to spend dollars, okay? It has to switch over to be financially beneficial. Just keeping it a buck. We gonna keep it real. Because this music thing, it's a lifestyle. It's a business, okay? People make money from their music. It's a huge deal, right? I'm going to make money from my music. So if you are going to be taken serious as an artist, you have to have that influence. You have to be, polarizing. People have to want to look at you. People have to want to spend money just simply because your face is on it, simply because you have a certain thing about you that attract men and women alike. So an influencer is a huge part of being an artist. It's one of the big reasons why we love Nicki, because she had so much of an influence. It wasn't just lyricism, no. It was the fact that she had that influencer, vibe to her, and she had that certain thing that Little Kim had, point blank hit period. That thing that Little Kim had that you're just so attracted to, when she was coming out, all the things that it just gave that. And we love that about Nicki. So it was heavy on the influencer, right? And all of a sudden now they're like, well, we just want straight rap. If that's the case, then how come all of these other big time lyricists that been in the game did not make it? They did not make it. They weren't on the top of the charts. They weren't no nothing. Because don't y'all say, oh, we want that, we want this, we want. No, the truth of the matter is y'all do not want a girl that's just strictly lyricism who does not have that influencer tag. Like you want that. That's important to have. That's a part of the rap package. Point blank period. You have seen a influencer turn rapper, but you've never seen the other way around, as far as a rapper turn influencer. And even if you have seen it, she had to, like, her label had to build that. She had to go to boot camp. She had to turn into an influencer and almost like be in our face all the time. And we somehow, like, after seeing it so much, we started liking the person, but there's a lot of females or people that have pretty privilege. They have girls out here that are like dope rappers. And when I say dope rappers, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, as far as a dope rapper is Bianca. Remember from Love and Hip Hop? Chicken Noodle Soup? She's a dope rapper. I've heard her rap. This girl is so cold. She's so talented, in my opinion, But for whatever reason, she does not have that influence, okay? So I think that's what's stopping her from making it, in my opinion. Just my opinion. It may not be true, but in my opinion, you have to be able to, like, make people spend their money. You have to attract the masses, a large group of people, just a couple of followings on Instagram, TikTok, that's not going to cut it. You have to have a large group of people wanting to dress like you, wanting to be like you, all of these things. And then people get weird about it because we got attracted to Cardi B we got attracted to the influencer Cardi B online, Instagram, when she was doing all of that, and we just love that. We love that about her. And then, oh, she can rap. She's talented. She got bars. She's, perfected her talent, worked on it, built on that. So why would you now say it's something wrong with that when that's the reason why we love the girls. We love the girls that are the top of the game is because of all that extra. We love Little Kim because of the influencer. Her hair. Oh, she was able to make us buy some hair. Her nails. Oh, we was able to buy some nails. Her entire packaging deal. This is some of the reason why right now people are telling Mary J. Blige that she needs to start a boot line, because like when she be doing her little dances, everybody just keep looking at her boots. If she bought a boot line right now, we would spend all our money on it because it's the influencer. You can't be an artist without having influence. So when people be like, well, trying to bash Cardi for being that, is weird. It's weird energy. I think the thing is, Nicki Minaj, as she's gotten older and is getting older, she's losing that more of a, that influence. She knows that she's a sustained rapper, right? That's her strong point. I am a rapper. But all of the other things, I don't, just in my opinion, right? I do not feel as though she feels like, not just me or anybody else, she feels like she can compete with the other girls influencer-wise, because she used to be very creative when she was younger and she had the energy to do all of that. As she get older, she wants to settle down with her man. She wants to settle down with her child. She don't got time for all of that. She just doesn't. Back then when she was coming up, she ain't have no child. She didn't have nobody to run back home to and, nobody to care for. No, nothing. She lived, eat, breathe music. Now she's a whole, like, has a whole mother and all of these, like, she's a whole mother. Not saying the other girls aren't, but they're young mothers. I'm saying Nicki has spent a lot of her young years, like, when she was coming up, building this music stuff. She's at a point right now where she's well established, and she just wants to relax. She don't want to go back to early on in the game when she had to be so creative and think about these different looks, and she don't want to do that. So now she's saying, let's bring it back to rap, because she knows if everything else fails, she's always strong in rap. She feels like she can rap in her sleep. She feels like she knows punchlines. She feels like why would I not want to bring it back to just music when I know that's just my strong suit, and I'm just not at the place or the space right now to do anything else. It's just being real. It's just being real, and she's already established the influencer. She's done all of that, the experimental with hairstyles, she came through with like the Little Kim, what I'm saying, a lot of what these other women are just now starting to do. Nicki Minaj has been past that, has experienced that, so she's not looking forward to rewind time and go back to that. And she's not even looking forward to just, I don't want to go. I'm at a place where I just want to do my job and go home to my husband and my baby. I think that's just where her mental is at, in my opinion. And the reason why I say this, right? Pink Friday, people are saying that as of right now, it's selling out everywhere, right? Selling out. I've seen several fans, a lot of her fans, talk about how disappointed they were online. And that's where the packaging comes into play. That's where the influencer comes into play. Because where Cardi has the hair, the nails, the look, she is so creative. Where Saweetie have the hair, the nails, where they're all just so creative. Nicki's been there, done that. She's not in that mental space at all. And when you go do a tour and you go do all of these things, if you do not have that within you to produce, you have to hire people who have that, like new artists, new people coming up with looks and ideas, and the graphic designers, everything. You know what I'm saying? You might have to take certain things from different people. You might have to put it together. I'm just saying, do a Beyonce, hire the people that can do it, get the people around you that know the people that can do it, or have the visual background to be able to make you look like the queen that you are. And I think that because she is lacking that creativity, she's lacking that influencer, she's lacking the visuals, she's lacking all of these other things, and it has not happened or isn't happening as of right now. I don't know. The future is wide. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But as of right now, she's not having that. People feel cheated because you're missing the influencer. The reason why a lot of people fell in love with you because of your hair, because of your shoes, because of your, music is amazing. People love music. You know what I'm saying? But the packaging has to be right. Ain't nobody back in the day when we were buying CDs, or like just with the worst, you know what I'm saying? What's the point of design if none of this matters? If it's all about the music, then why even have a album cover and all of that draws us to certain things? Hell, why do we have thumbnails on these different platforms, be it YouTube, TikTok? Well, no, TikTok doesn't have a thumbnail. Hell, I put my thumbnails on my TikToks so y'all can see them, but other people don't do that. I'm just saying, why is a cover, if a cover isn't important, then why do people have it? It's important. It is the packaging. The packaging is very important. You have to be able to promote yourself. I think that people are like, they try to say, or they're in their head, or they have to just purposely not understand that being an artist is not all about the music. It's just not. It's not all about the music. Being an artist is about the entire overall package of it all. It's the music, yes, that's a piece of it, but also it's the publicity. It's you got to be outside when you're dropping something. People have to see you all the time, get used to seeing your face again. You know what I'm saying? You have to do the right interviews. You have to wear the right shoes. Your hair got to be right. The glasses got to be right. People have to look at you and be like, damn, what she got on? Is that Balenciaga? Damn, what her hair looking like? Ooh, who did her hair? Like, what's going on? Who's cutting? Who's pasting? What shows? And you know what I'm saying? It has to be all of that. And people love when you put new up and coming people on. Like, if you are a big artist, hell, let's do a Beyonce, because she puts a lot of new artists on. Artists that don't nobody know about, ain't nobody heard about, and they work with Beyonce, get that Beyonce cosign, then it's like, ooh, Okay, well, let's check this person out. People love stories like that. They love things like that where you give new people, new up and coming people a chance, all of that, you know what I'm saying? And these people style you, these people help you come up with designs. If you do not have it within you and you know you're strong in other places, like I feel like you should hire people that know how to do that. Because as of right now, it appears that Nicki is lacking with the packaging. A lot of people were talking about Rolling Loud and how they went to go see Nicki and Rolling Loud, and it was just the basic, tour, like, the Pink Friday tour, Pink Friday 2 tour, like no new outfits, no, like everything was just what they have been seeing online, and they expected more, especially with it being Rolling Loud. Like they expect that she was gonna take out all the stops, but she did not do that. In fact, I've heard that the show wasn't long lasting. A lot of other tour dates got canceled for whatever reason. Fans are upset because of these, because of that, and the fans that are coming to the show are complaining that she's late, or she's doing what they call them, intermissions in between the shows, like cutting out, leaving out, or whatever. And they're only getting a few seconds of their queen. They want to have her for long periods of time. They want a real show. And that's where the packaging comes into play. The packaging, the hair, the makeup, all of these things. Like, what I'm saying? You have to have the right dancers. You have to have the right look. You have to have the right everything. You can't just, do it just because you should do it. You have to do it because it's the right thing to do, I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. I feel like people try to make Cardi feel bad about having that heavy influencer. I think that's important to have. I think that is amazing to have. Okay, she has that celebrity. That's where the influencer comes in, because the influencer, the packaging, it's what makes this person. Oh, you're a celebrity. You're a celebrity for real. Like you giving that girl. Yes, you have to have all of that is a part of being a star. All of that is part of being a musician. All of that is very important. There are certain things you have to have in order to have a successful female rapper. And hair, nails, look, influence, it's all of these things, musical talents, it's all of these things that are important. Okay, important. And hell, these days it seemed like the influencer got to be more heavy than the music. I'm telling you, because they have so much AI going on, so much writers. Hell, they have people that's duplicating people's voices and doing all of that. Hell, I know I just recently heard a song from Whitney Houston, and I heard a song from Drake. And you know what I'm saying? And this is songs that they ain't never made before with AI. So who's to say that like the musical piece can't just be generated by computer, if that's not where we're headed in the future? All I'm saying is you have to have the packaging. You have to have all of these other things. These days, they looking for the heavy influencer, and they feel like if we find an influencer that's able to influence a lot of people, a big fan base, we can turn her into a rapper. We could turn her into this, take her through boot camp, make her work, sweat a little bit, do these different camps. Like we will make a star, but I'm just saying, if we're going to keep it real, because they have these big Sony or whatever companies. I don't even want to talk about the names, child, because these big companies, they are like financially set to where they have writers, they have people that are willing to, fund a like musical talent, However, the packaging has to already be there. So these days when people say that, oh, that's not, no, they have to be able to really be a rapper. No, maybe back in the day, but as of right now, the rappers, they're not at the top of the game. And honestly, I would almost like to argue that they never was. Do you think that a person that's like a good rapper, strong rapper, I almost want to compare it to the Most Defs, and the Commons, these guys who are like lyrical geniuses or whatever, are at the top of the game? No, there's a certain type of look you have to have, and there's a certain type of thing that you be rapping about. There's, in my opinion, my humble opinion, Jay-Z, and I don't want to compare the guys, but is one of the toppest rappers, like for since I've ever known, and before that we were having conversations with the Tupac and the Biggies and all of these other people. The list goes on. It depends, everybody's different with their list, but it never was these big heavy rap people that are very lyrical or lyricists, they were never at the top of the game. It was always the people that had a following, that had influencers. Even the male rappers, these guys wanted to mess with the guys that was heavy in the street, that had the influencer on the young dudes out here that want to dress like them, want to look like them. Is the reason why Lil Durk is coming up and just being as amazing, and Lil Baby the way they are, because an influencer, they want like somebody that can influence the up and coming community, the young community coming up. You know what I'm saying? Get them in their feelings, make them want to spend that money. So when people say, well, influencers are not important, influencers, no, it's incredibly important. In fact, you have to be heavy on the influence, because who's buying your stuff? Who gives a damn? Who's watching your shows? You know what I'm saying? You have to have that influence of people, influence people to do stuff, to spend money, so it got to be heavy on an influencer. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I had to let this rant out. I had to speak about this because it was heavy on my heart. I'm like, I don't like that people be trying to like downplay how important it is to be an influencer when you're a rapper. You almost have to be as a female rapper, child. It's too much. You gotta be sexy. You gotta have a certain type of look. You gotta be well polished. You gotta be well spoken. You have to get media training so you don't say just anything. And when you're a female rapper, for sure, you gotta, be very careful who you like, who you don't like. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like really, really set up who you gonna hang with, who you not hanging with, because these days and I don't even want to just say female rap period. It's so sensitive. It is. It really is. I heard most recently, god dang, Offset did a song with Gunna, and the dudes are mad about it. Like, what? What's going on? You doing a song with Gunna, man? What? And Lil Baby gonna have a problem? It's all of that. All the weirdness. But it has to be, in order for you to be a top rapper or whatever, you have to have influencer. It's always that guy that was the man, or the brother or the cousin, or the whoever to the man, that the street guy, in the male rap game, that it seemed like he the top, that everybody, because he's so cool, he got all this street cred, that everybody mess with him. There's no like denying that influence matters, because Tekashi 6ix9ine would have not been with those males, you know what I'm saying, trying to get the gangsters or whatever, these guys to co-sign him, if influencer didn't matter, or influence, did not matter, because it matters. That's a big part of being an artist, period. So Cardi B in that, she should, because you're influencing people. That's why the algorithm does what it does behind her name. And anybody that has that heavy influence, it don't matter what field you are at, you have to make people give a F. People want to come out. People want to look for you. People want to spend money to hear what you have to say about certain things, to follow you. And right now, in my humble opinion, that is not on the top of Nicki Minaj's list. Not saying she does not have that. Not saying she can't be that. I'm just saying, in my opinion, that's not where she's at with it. She don't want to focus on hair, nails, and makeup, and she don't want to spend a lot of her money on any of that. She just does not want to. She doesn't want her finances to be spent on that. She knows how expensive it can be to wear the top is, clothing brands. It's like, why? Like, if I'm her, I'm Nicki Minaj. I have all of these like years that I put into the rap game. My name by itself should carry me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that she like has the time, energy, maybe financially isn't all, she's doing her numbers on her tour, is going to something, is doing, you know what I'm saying? It's all for a purpose. So maybe she just doesn't have that right now, and that's why it's not happening. It could happen later. I don't know, but being an influencer is a big part of being a rapper, being a artist, being somebody that wants to be in media, period. You have to influence people to come outside and spend money, because all of this amazing music, whatever, it don't generate to sales. It doesn't. You have to have that influencer tag with you. Point blank, period. You have to make people want to spend their money, want to come out, want to make you on the top of iTunes, Apple, wherever else you at. You will have to make that. Have people love and care for you so much that they want to come out and spend moolah on you. Because we could love a song down, sing it with our hearts, but it don't mean nothing if ain't nobody buying it. Point blank, period. People can lie on social media, say, I like this, and oh, I like that, and oh, this is hot, and this is this. But when the sales is coming out and people not buying, and people not, it shows how people really feel. You can't, numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So when people say it's not, nobody cares, where's the music, where's the music? No. The influencer piece is very important. You have to influence, point blank, period. They got people out here doing whole tours and, doing big things with just, one song. God damn it, I'm messing up the name, but you know what I'm saying? Just one song that they put out. They still, people are able to generate wealth, for the rest of their life off of one song. One song, it has that song was that powerful, has that much influence. We're still talking about her album. We're still talking about how amazing her album is. We're still talking about what it did for female rap, what it did for rap, period, what it did for the music industry, period. We're still talking about Lauryn Hill with just one album out. Come on. So influence does matter, in my opinion. But that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to just point that out. But tell me if you guys agree with what I'm saying. Tell me if you like what I'm saying. I love you guys so very much. And bye-bye.